I'm always going to ask, did you watch the football game did you tune in?
I'm probably one of the only people who I wouldn't say more serious, but the Kaepernick thing. I'm sorry,
All
I'm
right,
still on
say
the
less.
Kaepernick.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
I am zero tolerant.
right,
I don't tune my TV to CBS on Sunday because invariably, if I turn it on, it'll be there. So I make sure the night before, like I'm fastidious in
right,
not giving them a single second of my good hard earned eyeballs and clicks.
right. I'm on that, and UFC with the whole Dana White, hitting his wife in public and just his privilege, just letting him go completely unscathed with that. When people are flaunting their privilege and their ability to not be held accountable for things that other people would rightly be held accountable for, that's a product. And for me to promote that, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, I do know and me talking about it. I'm not judging y'all who are
Right,
lukewarm.
right,
I'm
right.
not judging you for being lukewarm. Most people are the temperature of spit. Most of
Right,
us,
right.
and that's to me, it's the development of your convictions. You're just not convicted, and that's fine. You don't have to be, because
It
we
is
all are
what it is.
free. I'm just
Right,
telling you
right,
where I'm sitting with this. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm sitting here because I want freedom for everybody. And maybe that's
right.
just not. Maybe that's not possible. But I don't feel comfortable in a world where it's like this is the solution. It's right here. If we all just
Right.
for one day, we can do one Sunday. If we just did one Sunday,
Right.
one Black Friday, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
there's so much power, and we've done it before. I just feel like and the stakes are to me not as high as they were in the 50s and 60s when people were
Hmm.
being lynched with impunity and beaten in the head and but it might be more lasting if we don't do something like
Right.
it might be more permanent. And I feel like we're being lulled into this sense of security
Yeah.
that it's cooking us in this pot 1 degree at a time, and we're in it. We're jumping in the pot.
Right. And someone floated the conspiracy that the significance of there being two African American QBs in this Super Bowl, in a sense, kind of offsets or balances the Kaepernick issue, and which doesn't really
How?
make any. Yeah,
Right,
right. Exactly.
he took a knee for police brutality. And we just saw Tyree Nichols get killed in Memphis, Tennessee,
Right.
this not too last month. So really? So
Right.
black people aren't being, police aren't being brutal anymore?
Listen. When Rome was in trouble, when Rome needed a distraction, here came the games. Rome would strike up the games. The gladiators, they would put on the games for the people to distract them from the poverty, from whatever was going on, the brutality. And you can never underestimate entertainment. People's desire to be distracted from the things that don't feel good, and so it's bread and circus. And so people who need that escapism don't sometimes think in terms of them escaping right back to the big house. Like you leave the plantation and do a U-turn, but you feel like you've gone somewhere. You did go somewhere, but you came back. And so to me, I mean, that's their prerogative, and I'm with that. Have at it. If you like it, I love it. It's just one of those things where, as a social commentator, you will need to consume certain things to be able to, because I like to know what I'm talking about when I talk. So I'll watch some of it. I'll stay keep up the information on it. I'll look around and do stories on it and check and see who's involved, and I'll be able to have an informed perspective about Hertz, in his story and him having a black manager, all of that, so that you are able to converse about these things. But
Mm.
being a consumer and taking it in, processing it, and then as soon as something happens, we're all over Twitter. We're all over Twitter doing all this free advertising, all over social media doing free advertising. You can tell what outfit someone had on, who's pregnant, who's got a high ankle sprain. Everything that we need. Each commercial, if the commercial was funny or not funny, we're stretching their ad dollars for free. So when you're all in it like that, like, bro, like it's one thing if you just watched it on the low, or I got a little streaming service and watch it illegally, bootleg the stream. However you getting, if you're giving them ratings or not. But when we actually take the part of advertisers, we're stretching their ad dollars for an organization that's playing in our face.
Yes.
You took the main people who were the most high profile advocates for Kaepernick, have since gone on to be allies with the NFL with no significant changes being made. When Jay-Z said we're past that, Beyonce and now Rihanna, who was, very heavily pro Kaepernick or whatever, in a sense, without having to fire a shot across the bow, they just quietly paid off the lawsuit and brought everyone else over to the other side. These black billionaires who become the face of our emotions, the mascots of our emotions, and so if they look happy and they're dancing and doing their thing, then we tap into that, and that becomes the face of how we feel. That becomes the thumb on the pulse of Black America, whether we agree or not. And so when you send out that endorsement with each tweet, with each post, with each time that you stretch the NFL's ad dollars without having thoroughly come to be accountable for what they did with Kaepernick, I'm not. I ain't down. I'm good. I'm good.
Do you think I was talking with Dr. Daniel Black, and he said we don't know how valuable we are. We don't understand our value,
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a disconnect to think about our physical bodies, creating the insurance industry, making it into a thing, banking, Wall Street,
Right.
being valued at $1,500, $1,000 in the 17 and 1800s, which you know what I'm saying, as a human being, as a body, as a commodity, to not understand the value that we bring to companies that we work for, Twitter, all of the sports leagues that we wear jerseys. We literally wear the brands of people that don't like us. The Louis and the Chanels, and I don't know if Chanel likes us or not, but I'm just saying, Gucci.
Yeah, that's catchy pass, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I knew she had a Nazi. Anyway, I'm not, I'm doing some reading, but I'm saying, like, we unconsciously wear these labels. We rap about them, we sing about them, and they become the status symbol. A shout out to Quinta Brunson, who on this past Abbott Elementary there was, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, gift giving, and she was gifted a Telfar bag, which she didn't know anything about.
Right.
But at least there was a shout out to a black owned bag company. And again, you're paying lots of money for pleather. That's what we used to call pleather. They call it vegan leather, which I love. I love marketing. I love it. I love it.
Right.
But she's actually nodding to her community. Even Rihanna coming out with her Fenty, she's a billionaire off of makeup that we purchase. So we know when to support Ivy Park and, Pat McGrath, and all of the folk that are, out there. We did Fubu, Carl Kanai, Cross Colors, all became multiple hundreds of $1 million companies because we support Sean John and Rockaware. We do support, but we're not focused enough to understand that the non-support is just as powerful. The retraction, and I hope one day I have to be optimistic. Are you optimistic, Sunn Michel, that collectively we'll get it? I know the individuals.
Well, yes, and well, see, now I got to tell you why I'm optimistic, and it's gonna come across as self promotion. So you'll have to pardon me, but I'll tell you why I'm optimistic. Okay, every brand that you just listed, those that were not black and those that are black, how they built their base was very different. It's not just being inundated with advertisements and supermodels and things like that, as a lot of the European brands might be. Rihanna traded off of the affection of the people. She was able to build the brand because we like her and we want to support her, and that's what it was. It was a love thing that as to what built her brand, and we do that frequently with black designers, with black Telfair. We have an affection for them. We want to see one another win. Now, I will say this. I had planned on doing a post for at least a week, and each time I planned on doing the post, something new happens that I want to add to it. And the post was essentially a thank you to the people who have purchased my merch. And people think that I'm actually like I'm joking when I say, man, y'all got a brother Misty over here, y'all got me emotional over here, but I'm not, because the feedback that I get when I wanted to set the price point, I asked them, what do you want the price to be, A, B, or C? And they chose the higher price. When they said that if some people might not be able to say afford it, they volunteered to say, I would like a gifting program to be able to either contribute with gift cards or buy things for people, your merchandise for other people. They wanted to start a gifting program. When one person, because our prices include shipping and handling, a brother hit me up and said, hey, I think I might have not paid the shipping and handling. I want to make sure that you get all the support that you have coming. At every step, when they had the opportunity to get over me, one person ordered a shirt and got a different shirt, and we said, "Oh, just go ahead and send it back." Or actually, you can go ahead and keep it, and we'll send the correct one back to you. She insisted on sending it back because she didn't want to take a shirt out of inventory that she didn't pay for.
Come on.
These people are showing love in a way that feels like a literal community. Like you don't know them in person, but it feels like the person you'll see at the bakery, the person who will throw the newspaper on your lawn, the person you will bump into at the bus stop. Like they feel so neighborly and have made this whole journey of providing them the merch that they asked for. Like it was their idea, the whole thing from beginning to end that they asked for. And when I was a skeptic, I'm like, I don't know about that. Like they're not gonna support it. Like they're gonna ask for it, and that's exactly not how it turned.
But
And so for that,
this is the model. And as you're talking, some show is here. I'm wearing my own label, right? So and this is what it should look like, right? You know, like
right.
you serve you serve our community, because I feel like we're all in the same community, right? We're all and many of the things that I'm talking about in these airways, I'm absolutely preaching to the choir. Everybody, you know, we're not changing hearts and minds because the minds are here, or they already changed, or they wouldn't be here. So this part I get, but the masses, it's not that you and I like in the frame of like I want to create something that people can wear proudly. You have on a sweatshirt right now that says Black and Proud. We out cheer. Your brand is We Out Cheer. Hashtag We Out Cheer. I use your out cheer a lot because it's funny to me. You know, people out here doing this, they out here doing that. You know, that's your brand. But you're serving, right? So if you serve, you should be fed, and vice versa. You know, like if you're feeding people, people should willfully. This is not unusual.